Hey everybody, welcome back to another Jackson Jet Setting Resort review. Today we are at the Moana Surfrider, which is a Westin property located right on Waikiki Beach. It's one of the most historic properties in all of Hawaii, and I absolutely love staying here, so I'm excited to take you around. The Moana Surfrider opened in 1901, and since opening has added two more towers flanking the historic building, which you can still stay in to this day. I stayed in the Diamond Head Tower, so that's closest to Diamond Head, has really nice views, and I lucked out on a great upgrade thanks to my platinum status with Marriott. But there is also the Waikiki Tower, which is closer to the sister property of the Royal Hawaiian. Lots of businesses right up against the road there, and it's across the street from the Sheraton Princess, which is a pretty nice budget option. It's not necessarily the nicest rooms out there, but we've stayed there in the past and have a video up on the channel, so you can check that out. Walking into the property, a couple of different shops as you flank the valet area. And the property, while I was staying here in April 2025, was under renovation a little bit. So part of the lobby was under construction. They had moved the check-in desks to a separate area of the hotel. So we're going to explore exactly how it looked during my stay and see what I thought. Probably the most impressive part about the whole property is how well they've kept everything looking historic, at least as you enter. The rooms in some of the newer towers are going to feel a little bit more modern. We've stayed in the historic building before, and the rooms are quite small. You know, they were built in 1901, so things were a little bit different back then. But I love the chandeliers as you walk in. You gotta love the mail slots that you can find in all those old hotels. So this is what I always look for, is kind of that history that's still in existence as you walk in, and they do a great job right as you walk in the door. As you walk upstairs, there's going to be a nice historic area that you can check out, you know, some of the old china and some of the old uniforms that people used to wear working here at the hotel. So definitely take your time checking this out, or you can take the free historic tour that happens a couple times a week. That's included in your resort fee. Speaking of resort fees, there is a $42 a night resort fee, which does include those cultural activities that happens once a day, daily yoga. So make sure you use everything that you possibly can to get your money's worth and enjoy the time here on property. I do love all of the rocking chairs that are on these balconies. It's a great place to read a book, and people definitely take advantage. So it's just a very relaxing feeling property, and the chaos of Waikiki is kind of left at the door as you walk inside, which I really do love. And I really just love that they honor the history of the property. They even have like a historic room here. So when you're on that tour, they'll take you in and show you a nice video. And up on the fourth floor, they have some historic meeting rooms that they still can rent out to you for any meeting or maybe a wedding or something like that. So really fun that they have these awesome ocean views and views of the massive banyan tree, which is definitely the star of the property. It's absolutely massive and takes over pretty much the entire pool deck. I paid about $250 a night, which was a great deal for this property. But if you're looking to save some more money, I've partnered with Finance Buzz, who've chosen the best credit cards from their trusted partners to ensure you're not leaving valuable rewards on the table or paying more for travel than you have to. Visit www.jacksonjetsetting.com/cards or click the link below to learn more. Lots of history in the tower wing as well. You can see all the Duke memorabilia. He was one of the most famous surfers, really popularized surfing as a sport, so lots of monuments to him throughout Waikiki and all of Hawaii, really. But this is where you'll find the spa, which we'll check out in just a bit, as well as the check-in area, which has been relocated to this section of the hotel as renovations continue. Number of different shops here as it leads back out to the main boulevard on Waikiki. So there's a couple of different walking entrances here to the property, making it convenient depending on what tower you're staying in. And so it makes it really, really easy to go grab a bite to eat and then head back up to the hotel. So always something to do in Waikiki. Heading back, we're going to go check out a few more public areas of the hotel. Again, this is where check-in is. So we're going to be right past the Waikiki Tower elevators here. I believe this is a former club lounge of some sort, if I remember from past visits. That's now just the front desk area. Plenty of space to spread out, get some work done as well. Nice and quiet in there. And then there is a small pathway that leads out to the main pool deck here. So the pool is not very big at this property. They just don't have a ton of room since it's such a historic property, though they have the best location on the beach. So I will say that I've been here during busier times, and that is one downside of this property, is that when it is sold out, that pool and beach area can get quite busy. You see that there's just not enough beach chairs for everyone that's staying at the hotel, not enough sunning chairs either, so it does get quite busy. But the good news is when I was here, at least, it wasn't too busy, so that was nice. And loved the banyan tree outside as I grabbed my breakfast in the morning from the small little snack stand here. I am a platinum member, so I was able to try out this for breakfast just as a quick option, but then we were able to actually try out the other more substantial breakfast buffet the next morning. So the Seaside Cafe is going to be your best bet for food options if you're grabbing something to go and heading to the beach. And then you do have that pool right here, so good to check things out, but just no splash pad or any sort of water slides here at the Moana Surfrider. Another shot of the banyan tree here. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love how old this thing is, and Hawaii just has a few of these that are really special. I know this one is definitely one of the most famous on the island, but does feature a nice bar here, so you can grab that sunset drink and enjoy a view of the beach. You can't drink on the beach in Hawaii, so do keep that in mind before you get too excited. But there are plenty of seats around here, and I was able to enjoy my little breakfast sandwich right here up against Waikiki Beach. And that's what you come all the way here to Hawaii for, are these awesome beachfront views. Not a long beach by any means, but it is available to you here. The Moana Surfrider is a public beach, and then you can rent for about $100 to $150 a day the beach chairs and umbrellas. So just keep that in mind. It's not included in that resort fee, unfortunately. Some resorts do have that here in Hawaii, but just not the Moana Surfrider. Just absolutely stunning views of Diamond Head Mountain there. And you're close to a bunch of different local restaurants here. I just love the location of this because you do have a thin stretch of beach, which doesn't get too crowded because it's not the widest point of Waikiki. You do have a lot of foot traffic walking back and forth, but I just absolutely can't get enough of it. Now we'll walk back towards the main building of the Moana Surfrider underneath the banyan tree and go check out Beach House. Beach House is going to be your main breakfast restaurant with that classic resort buffet. I was able to upgrade my platinum amenity from a free continental breakfast up to a full buffet. It was about $20 or so, not like a crazy upgrade by any means, and it was pretty substantial. Show you that here in a sec. But they do have to-go options for you, and I will say from my last trip to Hawaii, Marriott really did truly mean continental, and all the Marriott hotels that I stayed at here during this trip, they actually offered some hot items that were included in that free breakfast. So I think that they heard some of the complaints that maybe they were being a little too stingy. So definitely kudos to them. It's now like a full meal. You can actually enjoy your breakfast based on that versus basically just some small fruits and one Danish or something like that. So the buffet has no problem with making you feel full, though. There's omelet stations, plenty of different types of cuisines, too, with all the clientele that frequent here from all around the world. And then they also have some off-menu items like a mochi waffle, which was the absolute star of the show for me. I will not shut up about it. But that was really a lot of fun. Really good bacon, too. Had to try some of the fried rice, which normally is not a breakfast item. But hey, when in Rome. And here's a look at that to-go option for you, which my wife did not want to have breakfast downstairs. She's still getting ready for the day, so was able to bring that up for her, and she was pretty happy. So awesome that the Moana Surfrider offers all of those different options for breakfast. Up on the second floor is going to be the spa, so we're going to go travel up there now. It's going to be up the escalators near the temporary check-in desk, and it's going to be located in this Waikiki Tower, which is going to have the newest feeling rooms for sure. They're going to be angled towards Diamond Head too, so I do recommend maybe staying in that tower if you want a more traditional hotel room. The second floor is also going to have a lot of meeting facilities, so maybe you're here for a small conference. It's not a gigantic meeting hotel, but it is going to get pretty popular, or maybe a wedding or something like that. That's going to be here on the second floor right next to the spa. The spa is also going to host the fitness center, so we're going to go wander back and find that. And you never really know how big the fitness centers are going to be at these historic properties. A lot of times they're going to be very, very small, a little disappointing. Here at the Westin, Westins are generally more fitness forward. They were kind of one of the first hotel chains to really embrace fitness on the go. You can rent fitness equipment for like a $5 fee while you're here, which is really great. But this gym was absolutely huge and overlooked the main boulevard that the Moana Surfrider is on. So I was very impressed with this gym. There's a wedding chapel here and a nice wedding lawn right outside. This is also where they do yoga in the morning, so I did see that happening. So that's included in your resort fee, but a lot of public spaces here to explore. So now let's head up to my room in the Diamond Head Tower. Just so you know, too, in the Diamond Head Tower is going to be the microwave as well as the self laundry facilities. So that's going to be in the basement. Definitely felt like I was stepping back into the 50s when I think this tower was built. So now let's take a look at my room. So I did get an upgrade to an oceanfront room with my status, which was awesome. And this is one of the prettiest views I've ever had at any Hawaiian hotel. So let's check that out in just a sec. But as you walk in, very small closet, but gets the job done. This is a very small feeling room. This is not a fun room to share with like a family of 4 with sort of more teenage kids. They're very, very small rooms. You can tell that they've expanded the rooms out into the former balconies a little bit and made the most of the situation. The bathroom is very cramped, barely has any room for like holding a dop kit like I usually carry with me. So just keep that in mind. It's very tiny, but does have the Toto toilet here for all those international guests, which gives a little bit of a fancy feel, I think, to the place. But walking back out to the main bedroom, you can see that the 2 double beds take up most of the space of the room. They do have a full-length mirror here. Nice new television. I feel like every Marriott I stay at always has a nice upgraded television, so I always give them full marks for that. 5 out of 5. Plenty of plugs near the bed with this little extender that they offer here. Nice little portable charger there with the contact charging. The Westin signature like lavender scent that you can spray on your pillow, which is always nice. Very comfortable beds. One of the most comfortable beds of the entire trip for me. Free waters there as a Marriott Elite member. And then little mini fridge here. Always fun shooting these on the fly and figuring out which way that fridge is going to open. So maybe you can start playing a game with yourself if you're a frequent watcher of the channel, which way the fridge is going to open. Self-made coffee here, nothing fancy, no Nespresso or anything, just drip coffee. And then you can see that this room has been extended into what was, I think, a former balcony. And so they have some nice rocking chairs like throughout the hotel, so that's the theme of the hotel for sure. And you can open up these windows and the balcony doors and have a great view and a kind of quasi-balcony feel. Kind of reminded me of an infinite balcony on some of the cruises that I go on, but it has unbelievable views of Diamond Head and the entire ocean, so definitely an entirely amazing view here at the Moana Surfrider. But that should do it for the review. Overall, I absolutely love this hotel. I do recommend it to everyone. You just got to know that the rooms are a little bit smaller, but that's because it's historic. So definitely check out the Moana Surfrider next time you're in Waikiki, and I will see you on the next video.